Okay, we're back at it. Unfortunately, we've had some technical difficulties. Sometimes when you deal with hot spots, they just decide on their own, they're just going to reboot themselves, take a short cat nap. That's what happened. So we're back online and hopefully for the rest of the show.
Oh, yeah.
So back to what we're talking about. Obviously, new head coach at Summertown, Rick Rice, is stepping down, going back home to be with his family.
Right.
Completely understand. It's an unfortunate circumstance, but fortunate part is for the program, it's their fourth coach in the last 4 years they're about to have. And for the seniors, you think about it from their perspective, they've had 4 head coaches in 4 years. I mean, that's what you have as coordinators at the pro and the college level,
Exactly.
not necessarily at the high school level.
Right. Yep. It's tough, and this, I think we talked a little bit about it. It's trying to get the kid. Now you got to get the kids motivated. You got a short time to do it. Whoever they put in that position. I mean, what we said, we're 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, 2 weeks away from practice.
Yeah, 2 weeks away from practice. We're less than a month away from the first game.
Yeah.
So, that's a lot for a new coach to come in, especially if they go outside. It could be interesting for sure.
Yeah, and bouncing what you were saying, Dusty, it's also kind of hard, I like this word, building a culture for your program. And so having 4 coaches in 4 years is kind of hard to disdain or make your mark on a program that you have. So it's difficult in that way, but like I said, I feel bad. Like you mentioned, I do feel bad about those seniors for that.
New principal Brian Porter already not even on the job basically a month, and he's already having to hire a new football coach. So, we hope they find the right guy. We trust in Brian. Everyone's got a lot of good things to say about Brian so far since he's been there.
Right.
But got a big hire to make here, and I know it's a young program.
It is.
I know Summertown's not even a decade old when it comes to football.
Yep.
Right.
But they do need somebody that is going to stay there longer than
and put the
2
time
seasons
in. Yes,
at least.
put the time in with the kids, and just it's a lot.
Absolutely. So, obviously, big news going on in the area next week. We got the Southeastern region for Babe Ruth coming. We got members of the team and their head coach going to be joining us here in a little bit later. But we got 5 teams, 2 from Tennessee, 2 from Florida, 1 from North Carolina, making their way to Lawrence County here next week, starting on Tuesday. So, a lot of action going to be going on over at Tom Cruise and
we got Cal Ripken going on right now.
Yep.
That U team, they won last night 15-4. I watched the game. So, I think they're actually playing right now. I think first pitch was at 6 tonight as well. So, good luck to those AUs and see what happens there.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy, fun
is.
time.
Oh, yeah.
And Lawrence County gets a chance to be shown off in front of at least the Southeast region.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Now moving on to some national news, obviously Major League Baseball, since we are kind of in that weird lull, like nothing's going on other than a golf tournament, 2,000 miles away right now at the Scottish Open.
Mm-hmm.
However, baseball had its all-star game. We had some dramatics, National League winning for the first time in a long time.
Since 2012, yep.
Mm-hmm. Nothing on the line, there's no first game of the World Series. I always thought that was kind of stupid to begin with in the first place. But Home Run Derby was fun. Got to see a lot of that. My only complaint is the cameras. I was getting dizzy.
It was hurting my head.
It was, and I guess we talk our age here, but I miss Chris Berman.
Yeah.
Back. We're watching 95% of it from the camera in center field, and we're not getting to see the long changer.
Yeah.
I want to see a 500-foot home run in the Home Run Derby. I want to see that. I don't want to. I just don't want to hear about it. I want to watch it.
Yeah.
And with y'all's camera, y'all's talking. Sheesh.
And maybe they should just have a static camera and do like the golf tracking so you could watch it go.
That would be better than what they were trying to do Monday night.
It was impressive what those guys do. I mean, it's unreal that someone hit 41 home runs in 4 minutes.
What about the guy from Baltimore switch hit?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that was crazy.
He was hitting moonshots from both sides. That's impressive. Yeah. And the 41, I mean, we've all swung a bat a lot in a row. And I know that pitcher's just throwing cheese. But my goodness, to hit 41.
Did you see how that guy was throwing? He just set his base and just went.
Yes.
Just firing it one after another.
Yes.
I mean, you saw it hurt Pete Alonso.
It did hurt him.
Because that guy couldn't find the strike zone to save his life. And, Pete's on the clock,
Yeah,
you can't take balls in a home run derby. You got to swing.
Got to. Yep. But yeah, it's the home run derby's fun. And like I said, I'd like to see it kind of go back to like it was so we can I know they're trying to speed the game up, and they're probably trying to speed that up too. But where we can actually see the launch angle and watch these balls go up in the stands, that was just fun for me.
Yeah, I know they changed the rule. Normally, you have to wait till the ball landed to throw the next pitch, but more excitement, just chuck it in there. And also, kind of a pet peeve, and we saw this happen. It's happened 2 derbies ago, and it happened in this one. Maybe they should take the kids out of the outfield because someone took a 115-mile-an-hour ball off the forehead.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, he laid out.
Yeah, he laid out.
Oh,
he was down and out. And
he's laying in left field, and it was so fast. Like, he didn't have time
to react.
Yeah.
Those are the worst ones.
Yes.
Yeah, and a couple of years ago, someone they had to stop Pete Alonso in the middle of his because someone took, 110 off the face?
Golly.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do that different. They could go to commercial break in between batters, go out there, and they got a lawnmower they can pick these things up with, kind of like a golf course versus what they're doing. And I know it's cool for the kids.
High school and college guys that know how to catch a baseball.
Yeah.
They've got 8-year-olds running around out here trying to catch stuff normal adults can't catch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's that's just a small pet. It was cute at one point in time, but the way with the new format, and they're just chucking and swinging, I just find it a little too dangerous. So moving ahead to the NBA, y'all love talking this, so we'll start off first with the Dame Money, $50, whatever we call him now, his whole saga. He wants out of Portland. Portland doesn't want to get rid of him. What in the world is going on?
And, and that started as in Portland's going to give him his wish. They're going to, Dame's been loyal. He's been this guy at Portland. They just couldn't get the pieces around him to make him run. And, and he finally, last year he says, I'm never leaving.
Yep.
I'm going to be this guy. Well, now he's ready to go. Portland says yes. Well, now all of a sudden, how do you tell a guy that? And now, we're good. We're going to see what we can do.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't know what the situation with that. I haven't read into it a whole lot because, like I said, I don't know what's going behind doors within the organization. But what I've heard and what I've read about is that his agent is telling other teams that, hey, he's not going to be a happy player. And me personally, I don't like that. Because if you're telling, I understand, you have your preferences of where you want to play at. But still, you're getting paid to go play basketball. Wherever they send you, that's where they send you. That's just me personally, but still. I can't remember his name, but it was one of the owners of the GM saying, if it takes, months to get it done, it takes months to get it done. So it might have another Ben Simmons type of deal with that.
And, he wants to go to Miami.
Yeah.
Hey, they just played in the finals. They made that crazy run coming out at the end of the year. But, and I know they lost Strauss.
Yeah, they lost Strauss, Gabe Vincent. Yep.
Gabe Vincent. So, I mean, they got to have a little bit of money somewhere, and Jimmy's not on just a crazy contract, and neither's Bam.
Yeah. So the guy that's going to have to go is Tyler Hero. He's going to have to be in the deal, I believe.
And I don't.
He's injured all the time anyways.
Yeah.
I'm moving on from him. I think that dude was kind of like a Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
I think he was just a one-hit wonder, and they talk about him doing this, doing that. No.
If you can't stay on the court, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't,
yeah,
it doesn't
you can't.
matter.
Yeah.
No, you can look flashy on the sideline all you want.
I would rather have Duncan Robinson, in my opinion, right
Absolutely.
now. Yeah.
But you put a package together for Dame, Tyler Hero. I think it happens. I just don't know where you're going to, where else is Dame going to go?
Exactly.
He can't go to Boston.
At his age.
At his age, you can't go
where
to
he can win a
Boston.
championship, yeah.
Right. I mean, I guess he can go to the Lakers because they're going to win.
Yeah.
Come on.
So obviously we obviously have the James Harden saga, which, let's just be real, every offseason has a James Harden saga. Every season has a James Harden saga. How is 2023 moving into 2024 any different?
It's not. James Harden, he's that guy we talked about a couple weeks ago. We're going to talk about him 10 years from now. He's the guy who wants it all about him. Look at me. Poor pitiful me that I've done all this stuff and I still can't win it. It's his own fault.
Yeah. It's the modern day Carmelo Anthony.
I think he is. I think he destroys locker rooms.
Mm-hmm. Destroys continuity on the court.
That's what he's to say. And then the players that are on the court with him don't like him.
Yeah.
I said it about Kyrie, and evidently, they're going to play. They're going to try to say, he's looking for somewhere, but, they've just about played themselves out of the league.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, and the league will be better because of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Much better because of it.
Yeah, that's two guys that James Harden, he changed the way the game's played in a way. And Kyrie could possibly, arguably, be one of the top 5 players in the league if he just keep his head right.
Yeah.
You know, so now we're just past all of it.
And also with James, like, the only thing I'm going to say that I feel bad for him is how they changed the rule for him, though. Because you know how how he was where he'd fall into him and all that. That I get. That declined his game for real.
I think it did.
But other than that, how can you – he got Doc Rivers fired. Let's be honest. He was the reason Doc Rivers got fired.
He's got all his coaches
Yes.
played for.
Yes.
And like I said,
and then he's the one that's gone after.
And he leaves then, but he's run all his teammates off.
Yes.
You know, and we talk about it. Everybody talks about it. You got to have 3. 2 can't win. You
Yep.
got to have 3. Well, James Harden has had 3 almost everywhere he's went, except Houston, and they still had a really good team. And they got to move on.
Honestly, in my opinion, from what I've seen in the playoffs so far, he's never been the number 1 guy on the playoff team.
No.
He's never been the number 1, 2 guy on the playoff team. And after this year, I don't even know if he's the number 3.
He wasn't number 3 on that team in the
No,
playoffs.
no,
Absolutely
not at all.
All right, obviously, we had some rule changes come on the NBA. The biggest one is the floppy rule, which I'm excited about. But, Dusty, the first thing when I told you, go, well, they got to enforce it. But I think they'll enforce, like, the clear obvious. It's the, well, I thought we were going to go show without ever saying the guy's name, but it's the stuff LeBron does.
That's where I was going. I mean, yes, you're right.
Are they really going to officiate and call it technical?
I think they will.
They better.
Yeah.
They better, or people are.
It's getting ridiculous.
It is. You know, and that dude stands up last. He ain't going there.
So now moving ahead to what's really been the big story over the last kind of week and a half, what's going on with Northwestern football. You know, all the hazing allegations, that came out. And then the president just suspends them for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, you know what? After reviewing everything, or basically
you're gone.
Somebody found out what we did. Good student journalism, by the way.
Yeah, it was a great job by that.
Everybody found out what they did, and all of a sudden, we got a fire.
So are we looking at legal charges?
Well, I don't think we'll have legal charges. I think it's Pat Fitzgerald is owed $42 million. So that's why he's going to court. He wants to get his $42 million. He wants his $42 million back because he feels like he was not fired. No,
I don't think he will either. I was telling AJ before the show. At first, I was kind of like, okay, I'm not sure if he completely knew about it because, like, we were talking about. But from what I read today and, like, read some stories and, heard some videos and all that stuff on ESPN, I don't know how you don't know about all that stuff that's going on within your locker room. So
I totally agree with you. We can go even further back, but this guy, I think, has known about this. Now, whether anything happens or not, I don't know. But I feel like it's across the board. It's the whole deal with Kirby, and other football coaches or basketball coaches, whatever. There's more that they know. But, and I don't want to condone it, but they're trying to protect these star athletes that they got to have to go out and win these games.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that your star players always get special treatment.
Yep.
Well, my biggest thing with it is, and Hayden, I said with Hayden now, I'll give coaches a pass from the majority of the time for stuff that happens outside of their building, off the campus, because you can't control that.
Yep.
And no matter how many speeches you give them, no matter how many stairs they run and they puke at 6 a.m. in the morning, college kids are going to be college kids and they're going to do dumb stuff.
Absolutely.
We all did dumb. You're still.
I'm still there. Yep.
You're still going to do dumb stuff because you're in college. That's just what happens. But what happens inside your building, you should know about.
Absolutely.
And I'm with you guys completely. He absolutely had to know about it.
He did.
He had to know something.
And I think he covers. I think not just him, but the rest of them are covering up their star players.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than Brandon Miller in Alabama. I mean, there's no doubt. And
without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have kicked him off the team. He should be in jail. And you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah. Now he's a second overall pick and is getting trashed in the summer league right now.
He did have a good game last game, but still, it's the summer league.
What about your boy I've heard about?
What boy?
Played 2 games. We better put him down.
Oh, Wemby?
Man, that dude's so brittle.
He's He's bred. Now what? Listen. Now what his agent said, I disagree completely. You got to put some weight on somehow, some way.
That dude needs to put 50 pounds on.
I agree with you on that
And
one.
let me tell you, I don't care where he's been playing at, how good he is. I watched him play 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And he played like garbage his first one. I gave
Yeah.
it your first game.
Yeah.
And I jumped on him. I thought, man, this guy's the first pick in the draft, and that's all we've heard. The next LeBron or the next this. No, I don't think that. And then he showed out his second game. I give him that. That boy can't run up down the floor.
He really can't.
The NBA Summer League is nowhere near as fast.
Absolutely
as
not.
the real NBA.
And that's what I've talked with people too, because the game's different.
It's totally different. And he can't get up down the floor.
No.
I'm just
The only thing that I've seen from when he played at that team that he was playing for in France,
Right.
and what he's done so far is his defensive presence.
yeah,
That translated.
That did. He can play defensive
Yes.
NBA.
5 blocks and 5 blocks both games.
Yes,
That's pretty good.
It is, because you're playing against the best.
Yes.
Maybe not the best, but you're playing. Those guys are special
Yeah.
talent. But as in getting down the floor and on offense, I don't know, man. He's got a long way to go.
Yeah, and also, but for me, this is at first I didn't appreciate the summer league because it was just a bunch of guys trying to get a contract. Now the more I look at it, these guys are actually undrafted guys that are trying to get in the league and make a life
they're just
out of
trying
this.
to- they're
Yeah,
just trying to get
and so they're going to rough him up and make sure he gets
Oh,
beat up
and
to prove a point.
And I said this the other day, and I know he's from where Giannis is from, or whatever.
Yeah.
That Giannis eat his lunch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
When they get down low, because he's going to play a 5.
Yeah, he'll have to play 5 unless San Antonio gets a big and they decide to play him at 4. But I don't see that right now.
Yeah, he can't play down the middle.
No, he can't.
Not at all.
Not for the time being.
Sorry, I got to pull that down. I took a drink and didn't want to everyone hear me make any mouth noises, which is one of my pet peeves when people eat. That's why I like noisy places where I eat. So coming up next here, we'll have members of the Babe Ruth Lawrenceburg faction will be playing in the Southeast Regional next week right here in Lawrence County. It's coming up next here on xSports Live.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary care by One Stop Medical at its best.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Whether you're looking to spruce up the interior or exterior of your home or business, trust Lawrenceburg Glass to provide a one-of-a-kind product. From windows to mirrors, shower doors, custom framing, storefront installations, and everything in between, Lawrenceburg Glass takes pride in our quality craftsmanship and strong attention to detail. With us, your customer experience always exceeds expectations. We're reliable, on time, and we deliver stunning results. Lawrenceburg Glass. Our passion is reflected in our work.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
Oh, my bad. I turned everybody off to start it off. We are rolling already. So here with members of the Lawrenceburg Southeast Regional team, you guys will be competing next week. You got Brooks Durham, John Colby Stanley, and Case Chapman here joining us. Guys, thanks for coming. And from what I've been told, you guys have been really, really busy, not just with what's been going down with baseball, but basketball, American Legion. Let's talk about how busy you guys have been so far.
Yes, sir. It's a juggling act, keeping everything straight, but it's a lot of fun.
Definitely, yeah. You got to have something to do in the off season.
Case?
Yeah, it just gets you extra reps, I guess.
Yeah. So how exciting is it now that you guys are going to be a part of the Southeast region, have a chance to move to the World Series, and getting a chance to compete against multiple teams from across different states?
Oh, it's awesome. We get to play with a bunch of friends, playing really good competition, get a lot of extra reps in for high school ball.
Yeah. John?
Yes, sir. I can't wait to see what we got. Can't wait to play with my team. We're going to go far.
Case?
Guess it's like what Brooks said, extra reps and just getting ready for high school.
Yeah, I mean, and all of you guys are 8th graders, right?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, how with it? You mentioned it a couple times about getting you ready for high school. How could something like this, an experience of going up against top-level competition like this, prepare you for the next level?
Well, we're playing really, really good kids that have practiced a lot. We're going to be underclassmen this year, so it gets us used to playing people that are more developed and stronger and all that.
Definitely. We need those role models. Somebody to look up to, somebody to play with. Challenges, I guess.
Yeah. Case?
I guess harder pitching maybe. Get us ready for high school, which we've seen about 85 almost every time. Kind of get us ready for that.
Yeah. For you guys, what was Babe Ruth's season like? I know you guys played on Mondays and Tuesdays, and just describe what the season was like and how much fun you guys had.
It was a lot of fun. You get to play against your friends, and you always know who's pitching for the team. You always get to joke around and get a lot of extra reps in.
Yeah, it's super fun. Even though you joke around, you still got to get the job done either way. But, I mean, I feel like if you can't get the job done, you can't joke around and stuff. But, yeah, it was a blast.
Case?
I guess just having fun again, and I got to play with Summertown this year, so that was kind of fun.
And then, obviously, you guys are going to be a mixture. We got some Lawrenceburg, we got some Summertown on this team. What's it like going to be playing with guys that you're going to be going up against? You already go up against them a lot as it is, but you're going to be really going up against them at the top level in high school here very shortly.
Well, we've played them our whole life when we were little, and it's fun getting to practice with them and actually play with them instead of playing against them now.
Definitely, yes. Yeah, we played each other since we were about 7, 8 years old. Been a blast ever since.
Case?
Yeah, about what all of them said. Just fun playing with them, and I got to play with them again this year too. So I guess it's just fun.
Okay. What's it going to be like having it in your home ballpark, pretty much? You know, right there at Tom Cruise. You know, having a Denver Trap, places you guys are going to be very familiar with here for the next 4 years.
Well, it's great. I mean, we have some of the best fields around. I'll put those up against anywhere we've played. It's nice getting to sleep in your own bed, but it's not like we're playing bad fields at all. They're wonderful fields, great facilities too.
Amen. Yeah. Thank you, Lawrence County High School, letting us practice on y'all's field every single time we practice. It's great getting reps in, everything like that.
It took a lot of you to say thank you to Lawrence County Baseball, didn't it?
It's kind of a potty word in Summertown, but yeah, yeah.
Okay, so what's the experience been like?
I guess just getting to sleep in, to be honest. Not having to travel a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what are you guys kind of expecting? How much do you guys know about these teams, or is there anything, or you're just going to be going in and flying blind?
We don't know anything. We know that they're very good teams. They've come a long way to play here. They're not looking to lose, so we got to bring our best game.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna wing it, and we got this. It's our home turf. We ain't gonna lose.
Yeah. Case.
We've seen Marshall County a bunch ever since we started playing All-Stars, so kind of know what to expect from them, and kind of other time we're going in blind.
So, Babe Ruth season wraps up, and obviously the All-Stars are announced. How quickly did you guys come together and start playing games against other teams?
It was pretty quick. We like getting the chance to get back at it again and get to play together. Also, just hanging out with your friends.
Yep, great hanging out with them. Great people. Love being on the team with them. especially people that challenge you, push you to be better, you can joke around with, and it's just awesome.
Okay.
It's pretty fun getting that trash talk in summertime people too. A lot.
Keep it coming.
So John Colby, you've been kind of taking a beating here in this this little segment here.
There's one of me and two of them. I can't really do anything.
So, so what's practice been like? How often do you guys practice, and what have the practices been like with everybody?
Really, really competitive. Everybody's trying to get a spot, but even then, like, okay, well, he's doing pretty good on the machine. I got to come in and do better than him,
Definitely.
and it makes us all work a lot harder.
Yep. What he said, exactly what he said. Just pushing each other to be better.
Yeah. Case?
Well, I guess adding Jake to the team with Logan and AJ is going to be a little funny there. A little bit, so I'm just going to have fun with him, I guess.
Has it been just a lot
Got to
of
keep them straight, too.
Has it been a lot of fun just kind of, mixing all of these guys together? And just how, I've heard AJ's a jokester. I've heard some other stuff about some of the other guys. What have these, practices been like, and how have you all been getting along during this?
Oh, we've been getting along fine. Everybody's just joking around, having fun, trying to keep it a little serious, but having a lot of fun at the same time.
Yeah, we've known each other since we were super little. Always played each other. I feel like these are my brothers I'm playing with, to be honest. But yeah, it's just a blast, and I love it.
Case?
It's just we always joke around and just kind of have fun, but I guess it's time to get down to business now.
When I've looked back at some of the other Southeast regions, and I've looked back at some of the other, say, World Series that have been hosting here in Lawrenceburg, there's been some future big-time pro guys who have come through that. Are you guys excited about the chance that maybe it might be one of you guys sitting here, or some of the teams you're playing that you might look up 10 years down the road and they might be in the big leagues?
Well, yeah, sure. That's every guy's dream, getting to go to major leagues. But even if you don't, yeah, I played against that dude. 14U World Series, so Southeast Regionals. We got to play. We got to compete together. That'd be awesome.
Yep, that's it.
About what Brooks said, to be honest.
And obviously, just final question for you before we bring your head coach on with, and how much anticipation do you guys have? I know it's Thursday. Your first games are coming up on Tuesday. Just how excited are you guys, just in general, to get this thing going here in just a handful of days?
Oh, it's gonna be great. I can't wait. We're ready to play.
I can't wait either. It's gonna be a blast. Can't wait. Can't wait to go back and watch it. It's gonna be fun. That's it.
Case?
I guess playing all the practice with Babe Ruth in high school, I think we got the reps down and we're ready to go.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We're going to take a short break and bring on your head coach and Chad Moore. They'll be coming up in just a couple minutes here on xSports Live.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Whether you're looking to spruce up the interior or exterior of your home or business, trust Lawrenceburg Glass to provide a one-of-a-kind product. From windows to mirrors, shower doors, custom framing, storefront installations, and everything in between, Lawrenceburg Glass takes pride in our quality craftsmanship and strong attention to detail. With us, your customer experience always exceeds expectations. We're reliable, on time, and we deliver stunning results. Lawrenceburg Glass. Our passion is reflected in our work.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
And back here, joined by the head coach of the Lawrenceburg Babe Ruth for the Southeast Regional next week. We got Chad Moore joining us here. Chad, thanks for stopping by here tonight.
Thanks, AJ. Glad to be here and appreciate you having our kids here. And it's always a great experience for them to get to come do this. And you got to drag it out of them sometimes, but very grateful you let us come and be here tonight.
Yeah, we got a solid 10 minutes out of them, so that works.
Solid, maybe stretching it.
They got to get their experience somehow.
Absolutely.
So, Chad, just in general, how excited are you? How excited are the kids here? Just a few days away, you guys will be kicking this off.
Well, for me, this goes back a long way. When I was a kid over at the old Flanagan Field, I remember hosting, Babe Ruth World Series and things, and then. In 15, when we hosted and we had kids stay in our home, my appetite and love really grew for Babe Ruth baseball during that. And so then, I started dreaming about, when my kid gets this age, what will it look like? And these kids have competed against each other since they're 6 years old. And, the year that we won the state championship, we were 6. Summertown won it, and I think when they were 7, they went to the Dixie Youth World Series and won it. And the running joke for me always was Summertown won the Dixie Youth World Series and was the second best team in Lawrence County. But behind the Lawrenceburg All-Stars, who was in Cal Ripken. And so again, we've always had a great relationship with those kids and with those coaches who brought them up. And I dreamed a long time ago that the Ryder Blackwoods and the John Colbys and the Kason Blackwoods and, all those other kids from Summertown could intermingle with some of our kids and let's put together and see what happened in the Southeast Regional. And so when I went to Al Betts last year, he said, I think I'm through hosting. I said, I think you got one more in you, Al. And he agreed, and we're grateful that he did. And we're really excited about what next week holds in store for us.
Yeah, they talked about the mixing, and you mentioned it a little bit. You got Summertown, you got Lawrenceburg kids here. But like they mentioned several times, they've been playing against each other. They've been playing with each other for several years. So this isn't really anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, no. Again, my son Jake has played travel ball with Ryder Blackwood and some of those Summertown kids when they were younger, and they've intermingled and done some tournaments together. So it's been really neat to get them all on the same field in the same dugout. And we joke about A.J. Daniel being a goofball, but when you bring in a Ryder Blackwood who's as goofy as A.J. and you start bringing in some of those personalities, it's really fun to watch them because they're such competitors. We played Summertown, 4 or 5 times this year in middle school ball and had some great contests. And then when you mix those kids together, it's just neat to watch how they come together. They're kids in your own community. And what folks forget, they're still 14-year-old kids, and they are kids. That are growing into young men, and so it's really been neat to watch their growth and watch them come together.
How competitive have these practices been? Because you only got 9 spots, and you got a lot of good kids and a lot of good players, and there's only like we mentioned, just 9 spots where you can put them.
There's 14 kids on this team in 9 spots. Practice has been difficult because all these kids are multi-sport athletes. They're golfers, they're football players, they're basketball players, they're playing high school baseball, and they've got American Legion. And so, again, a lot of the work's been on their own. When we've come together, we've really been focusing more on infield, bullpens, making sure, we're getting our BP in and those sorts of things. So, from a competition standpoint, going out there and saying, I'm about to earn this job, it's been more of honing in on their skills. We know we've got some kids that, listen, they may pitch only in game 1 for us. And I think these kids are embracing that role and understanding that. They see the big picture. They would love to go play in a World Series. They know what it is to host a tournament and win it, and they know what it is to host a tournament and not win it. And so I think they're focused on that, and all of them seem to be great team kids and whatever's best for the team. So it's really been neat to see that.
Guys?
What do you got coming in, these teams coming in, Chad? Do you know anything about them?
Know very little about them. Again, I know Tallahassee and Sarasota's coming in. Tallahassee won the Florida Babe Ruth State Tournament. Sarasota was the runner-up. And back in 15, when we hosted the Babe Ruth World Series, I hosted kids in my home from Sarasota. And so one of the kids on that team actually just got drafted this past week to the Colorado Rockies.
Wow.
Benny McCabe, who was he's actually the all-time. I'll give you a little history here. He's the all-time home run leader at University of Central Florida. Ooh. And he stayed with Brock Berryhill and Brock Berryhill's home when we hosted the 15 World Series, and he was drafted by the Rockies this week. That's and so I texted him this week, and he texted me back. And again, just been neat to keep a relationship with those kids. So We've gone to Sarasota since then, and with seeing their facilities and all those things. So baseball is really, really strong in Florida. It's a year-round sport, obviously, everywhere, but especially there with the weather. And so you think those Florida teams will be really strong. The North Carolina team is the state champion out of North Carolina. If you go look at the number of kids drafted, a lot of them come from North Carolina. A lot of good baseball players out of North Carolina. So I know Marshall County has combined with Murray County in their Babe Ruth League this year. So you got some bleed over from those kids, those two counties. So I think Marshall County will be a strong team. So I don't know anything about them. I don't know if they're blue chippers or 5 stars, but we're going to treat every opponent with respect and think that they are blue chippers, and we're going to give our best and play our best ball game against them, hopefully.
Yeah, Chad, you were talking about the 2015 Babe Ruth and all that. What do you think this tournament that's coming up means for the community? I know, when it comes to Babe Ruth, we hosted the 2015 World Series, the 2017 World Series, and hopefully upcoming soon, maybe we could be the home for the Babe Ruth World Series eventually. But what do you think this means for the community with all these tournaments being held here for Lawrenceburg?
And I don't think this is any less than those, but there was so much excitement around 15 and 17. Especially in 15. 17, you didn't have the host homes, but in 15, you had the host homes. And, man, it was a community that came together to get behind that. I think the Southeast Regional probably, obviously doesn't have some of the luster that the World Series had. But I think you can go to Bobby Brewer Park right now. There's an 8-year-old Cal Ripken Southeast Regional going on. It was packed last night.
I was there last night.
Yeah,
I was there.
Amazing crowd coming in. And at Lawrenceburg, for the 14s, there's no admission to get in the game. So I think that probably helps attendance. Especially when you got Summertown and Lawrenceburg kids who've come together, I think that draws, from the north end and here in Lawrenceburg, folks who come together and support those kids. So while I do think there's a lot of excitement, and I think you'll see that in the crowds, I don't know that it reaches the level of a World Series from 15 and 17, but anytime you host this in your community, it's a big deal.
Yeah, you mentioned playing these teams. When you're the head coach at E.O. Kaufman, so you know something about those teams. You might not know everything, but in this situation, you're pretty much flying blind.
Yeah, again, there's some great resources out there called Game Change and other things like that. And so we've got some glimpses. You go back, look at some stats, and even some of them have videos on their team. So, that first pitch of the ball game against Tallahassee or Sarasota, and we played both of those. We played them in a doubleheader on Wednesday for the first day. I don't think I'm supposed to tell that yet, but I don't think the schedule's out till Saturday.
Well, we've been looking for a schedule.
Yeah,
I've been searching for it for days.
That helps us out.
Games will start on Wednesday, and I think Lawrenceburg's in the 10 a.m. game Wednesday morning. Okay. And so I think that official schedule is going to be released on Saturday. Who knows what you're going to expect pitch one when you step in the box. And so our leadoff hitter better be ready. And, again, we'll adjust. These kids have been hitting baseballs for a long time. And, I think we'll be fine.
And what's it like coaching Summertown kids? I know you know your kids really well, but what's it like kind of with the blending and the mixing in of the two communities?
Again, I've known these kids all their life, really. I've never coached them, but even in middle school this year, again, you grow an appreciation, you grow a respect for them as opponents. And those kids, when you play against middle school this year and they pitch a really good ball game, you walk by at third base box, and you pat them on the butt and say, "Man, great outing," and thanks, coach. And they're very respectful. And so, again, to really get them to know them on a personal level has been really, really cool. And more than anything, I sat there the other night in the high school hitting facility, and we were taking batting practice because it was raining, and to listen to them laugh together, and to listen to them play jokes on each other, it was really cool to see that come together and kind of how they bonded. So for me, it's been neat not only to coach them, but to watch them interact with other kids from other schools that maybe they hadn't played with a whole lot. So it's been fun.
You mentioned how all of these kids are multi-sport athletes, football players, golfers, basketball. I mean, this is not just a talented group we're going to see in baseball for the two schools in years to come, but also in all those different sports as well.
Yeah, Jake Pettis and Max Dillard's at football. John Colby just left and headed to basketball practice. Ryder Blackwood's at basketball practice. We've got kids this week that's on a mission trip that's in Kentucky, rebuilding homes this week. And so you take these 14 kids, and I would dare say you can't find 14 more 14-year-olds that are more well-balanced in this community, that are outgoing, that are active in the community, that are multi-sport athletes, that do it in the classroom than these 14 kids right here. And so, we got golf tryouts right in the middle of the Southeast Regional next week, they're like, Coach, I got golf tryouts. And I'm like, well, the way you've been hitting in practice, it probably won't hurt you swing, so go ahead, so incredible group of kids, and it's a group of kids that a community can get behind.
Now, I know that all of these head coaches are so excited for these kids that come up.
Sure.
I mean, we've heard it from basketball and baseball. Is you feel like, as the coach, you're watching the future of Lawrence County sports unfold right in front of your eyes?
I think that's fair. I think this group of kids from Lawrenceburg and Summertown has had an X on them since probably they were 6-7 years old, and I think folks looked at them and saw, this is a group that could probably make a great impact. And I think you're seeing that come to fruition a little bit. And again, you never know how kids are going to grow. You never know how they're going to mature and what other interests they're going to take. And, life's so different today than it was growing up, 30 years ago, and there's so many things to draw them away. But the thing we've tried to hone in on this summer is still be kids.
Right.
Go to the golf course and during the day if you want to go to the creek. They've got this thing called girlfriends now, that we've never had to deal with. And, they're coming to stand at the chain link fence during, and all those things. And so, again, I love this age group. I think they're so impactful, but yet you learn so much from them too. And so, again, it's a group of kids this community can get behind.
Guys?
I'm good, man. I can, good luck.
Thank you, brother.
I'm going to do my best to be at the games. I can't make no 10 o'clock game,
Hard on them working boys, ain't it?
Yeah, us guys who travel and work, it's kind of hard.
Bless your heart.
Hey, I'm excited. I mean, good luck to y'all for sure, but I'm excited. I'm going to be there all the time, so I'm going to be full-time next week, so I'm going to see a bunch of baseball, but I'm truly excited to see all the talent we got and then everybody coming in.
All the games will be on the xSports Network at both fields, and not just the Lawrenceburg games, but all the other games as well. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Maybe not as excited for the 10 a.m., but we'll make it work. I think.
Hey, if I give a quick shout again to the Lawrenceburg Babe Ruth, and again, Alan Betts and Doug Howell and those guys there, they have been more than supportive of us wanting to do this. I'm not saying they run their course. I think they would tell you maybe they've run their course in hosting big events. And so when I went to him and said, we want to do this, and he's like, okay, but it's yours. And I'm like, we'll take it. And so our baseball board at the Cal Ripken League has been instrumental in helping with next week. And so, but a huge thank you to the Babe Ruth letting us do this and put this on. And again, it's great for a community to be able to host something like this.
Well, thank you, Chad. Thank you for
sir.
stopping by and braving the heat out here in our own personal sauna here this evening. So coming up next, guys, I'm going to talk a little college football, our big topic. If we become the commissioner of college football, what's the first 5 things we would do? That's next on xSports Live here from Hinie's BBQ.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air. When you need us, we'll be there.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. we assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098.
All right, back here at xSports Live from Hinie's BBQ, guys, talking a little college football. Now, this topic we got going on, Dusty helped me go get a elliptical in a driving rainstorm in Smyrna. It works, by the way, no matter how bad it got rained on. It works just fine.
Well, good.
So one of the topics we got on talking about college football, and I don't know if it was me or you that just went, if I was the commissioner of college football, this is what I would do. And then I went, bingo.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about Thursday. So,
we did. We had a long conversation that Sunday in the truck.
Now, the first thing I want to bring up before we get to each other's top five and the honorable mentions, do you guys think there should be a commissioner for each one of these sports in college sports?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do.
Yes.
I mean, because these college sports are set up kind of like pro sports, and to get them there, well, you've got a commissioner in each one.
Yeah.
And you got people under that commissioner to help. So I really think that they should do that in college sports.
Yeah. Hey.
Yep. I totally agree with Dusty on that one.
All right. So you guys got any honorable mentions?
I'm just going to go with mine. It's not really.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first.
All right.
My first one was actually what got the conversation started. As I said, we would go to a 9-game conference schedule and no cupcakes at all.
Like that.
And you have 2 Power 5 teams. And when I mean Power 5, I'm talking about Tennessee, Ohio State, or I want Michigan to come to Knoxville.
Yep.
I want Michigan to come to Tuscaloosa.
Yep.
I don't want any neutral sites.
Yep.
Let's go home to home, and then we'll swap it.
Florida State, LSU like last year. That was.
I just think that when we was talking about it, I think that's where college football needs to go.
Yeah.
We talked about it on air, and we've talked about it off air some. We talk about the SEC, and we're top heavy. You get down to the bottom, and I'm going to say it. Me and AJ talked about it Sunday. Vanderbilt, they need to move them to the. I don't know if it's like the Southwest. I mean, like the Mid-Atlantic or wherever. Get them out of the SEC.
Yeah.
Because we're taking in Oklahoma and Texas, and they're so much better.
Yeah.
Their baseball. I don't even know about their baseball anymore.
I don't know if they have a good team right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was that one for me. And then I've been thinking about it a little.
Okay.
So what if we went and done it like a conference like the NFL?
Ooh. We're talking split it in
We're
half.
talking split it, however you want to split it.
Okay.
And
separate playoffs.
And we'll do the 60 best teams, and that's it. That's only 60.
With delegation and promotion.
Yes.
Promotion from.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how we would. You would have to. I mean, somebody's going to get their feelings hurt, just like it is in the playoffs.
I think there's 56 Power 5 teams.
There's
56 something. Yeah, it's in that range.
So you could really just split it. You would have. You could do you got the NFC and AFC, so you could figure out whatever letters you wanted to use for that, and then you split it. You got the AFC, North, South, East, and West, and so with the NFC. So you could do that with college football.
Would you split it in the divisions like the NFL?
Yes, I'm
just
talking.
keep the conferences?
absolutely.
Yes,
Okay.
because then you're still going to get Philly versus Kansas City in the regular season.
Yeah.
So you could still get USC, Ohio State. Yeah. You could still get Tennessee, Michigan, Alabama, Oklahoma, wherever. It don't matter. So that was another thing I thought about. Man, that would be cool if we actually set it up like the NFL.
Yeah.
Second thing is going into some rules for me. I would change. As soon as the defense stops a running back, it's over. But that offensive line can hit that defensive line and not get and don't move.
Yeah.
And then your quarterback can run up behind and push the pile, and then the play keeps going.
Yeah.
And I'm a Jalen Hurts guy, but the Eagles do that a lot.
Yeah.
In the NFL, well, they do it a lot in college too.
Yeah.
So I would like to see that changed. If the offensive line can hit you and the quarterback push that 15 more yards, then that defense should stop you at the line of scrimmage, and so it's 2nd and 0 or 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
It should be 2nd and 30 if they push you back 30 yards.
Well, it used to be illegal in college football to
Right.
do that. The Reggie Bush plague and with Matt Leinart in Notre Dame, and the NFL just outlawed that.
Right.
So, but right now the only place you can do that is in college and in high school.
Right, and so that was thinking. And the other one for me, and it is a pet peeve of mine, is down by contact with receivers. NFL, you make your one-handed catch, even though you bust through the line, you can get them a run. College, you're down. Well, come on.
Yeah.
Let's change it.
Yeah.
Let's down by
the
contact.
I agree with that one.
Yeah.
Down by
That's a
contact.
good one.
I think we should throw it out.
Yeah.
So, and that's only 4, but that's just kind of where I stopped.
Well, that's fine. Hey,
I'll
what
say,
you got, man?
Like I said, mine's not really, crazy detail. Mine's just kind of like me personally, what I would do. So the first thing, I don't know how I do it, but it's a hard topic. We talked about it. We got to get some sort of control over the transfer portal. Somehow. I know it's going to be hard, and I know it's going to, like I said, it's just plain out. When you got guys that are losing their job, basically, their quarterback position, running back position, anything, they're gone. And so, like I
totally
said,
agree.
yeah.
I mean, I just had this conversation together the other day. I mean, in a prime example, and I'm going to go to my team. How many quarterbacks had to sit?
They had to wait their turn.
Yeah. You just wait your turn.
Yep.
You went to Alabama because you knew you was going to go. You was going to have a chance to play for a national championship under Nick.
Yep.
And you're going to the NFL.
Yeah, and he'll give you your chance too.
And you're going to get your chance. But these kids, and we've talked about it, and we're probably going off here a little bit, but they feel entitled.
Right.
Right. They feel entitled, whether you're Nico or if you're Arch or whoever, you feel entitled. Oh, I should be playing.
I should be the number one.
I've been told my whole life that I'm an 18-year-old. I'm the best I'm at my position. And, and I go to Nico and I just use him. I'm here. Why is Joe Milton starting?
Yeah.
If Joe Milton shows out, I mean, really and truthfully, is Nico really going to sit there and wait?
I mean, it is Joe's last year.
It is
Joe's last year.
But
Yes.
you just know what I'm saying about these
Right.
kids. How do they, they're not wired like we were.
Yeah.
They're not wired like they were 10 years ago. So can they really handle that? Wow, that's a good point. I like it.
Like I said, with Nico, that's delicate because, like AJ said, it's Milton's last year. So it's basically just trying to get him draft stock up and all that. But we, like I mentioned, we saw what happened 2 years ago. Milton was starting, got hurt, and Hooker came in. So, I mean, I'm not going to say Milton's got a short leash, but still. If Milton's not performing and he thinks Nico can –
oh, absolutely.
you're going to
Absolutely.
take your best guy.
Sure.
So that's that. And so going to my second one, this is just me, to get players out there because for, smaller top teams, everybody, every Saturday, what's on? SEC, Alabama, Tennessee, everybody's playing like that. You don't really see these smaller teams Montana's and all that stuff. I'm not saying give them a whole, year's worth of schedule. Yeah.
Just let them get a little bit of TV time.
Yes, just give them one game worth of television time, and not a crap game, but say a rivalry game, like what was it earlier last year? Appalachian State, and I can't remember who they played, but they were on Home Depot college football game day, and so I thought that was great for them whenever that happened and all
I
that
could
stuff.
go with it. I mean, yeah.
That's just something I would do just to make sure everybody gets noticed. That's and then secondly, now this is probably gonna hurt some feelings, but this is me personally. I think we need to cut back on bowl games.
Oh, you don't like the
There's some
the pine tar.
Exactly. Just go ahead, just say it.
Whatever.
Like what are these bowls?
I'm a bowl game guy. I love bowl games.
And I get it.
I do. I do like the bowl games. Yeah.
But we're never going to lose them just because of the money they generate with your sponsorships and
who's controlling them all, which is ESPN.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we didn't even talk about them laying off.
Yeah. Well, we'll get.
That's another story
later. But I will speak. I understand because it feels like we're adding, and we're adding too many of them.
Right. Exactly.
I understand that point because we're going to get to a point where we're not going to have enough teams to fill it. Now, last year they were able to do it, thankfully. Well, they did have to use one team, Rice, who was 5-7. They only had to use one. But I think it was the year before they were able to fill them all out. How, from a covering group of 5 teams, those games mean the world. And
I get it. I do.
Yeah.
But okay, can we at least say that you got to have a winning record?
Or how about we can eliminate a couple of them and we say you have to go 7-5.
Yeah, you have to go 7-5 and like premier good, decently good programs there, 500.
Like, okay, a 2-6 SEC team should not be.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, as good as the SEC is, a 2-6 team should
Vanderbilt.
not be.
Well, you got Vanderbilt versus Rice. Rice is 5-7. They're going to beat Vanderbilt by 40.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And then my fourth one, bringing good programs to the FBS. I think we need to do that. I'm not saying just immediately, but I'm saying like once their programs grow and all that stuff, and where they get good players, get noticed. I think eventually,
You're talking like the FCS ones, like the North Dakota State.
Yes, North Dakota.
You talk about bringing them on in too.
Yeah, I know that's going to be hard. That's the issue with that. That was my big question mark one.
I think that goes back to some of the teams in these conferences, not just, and I'm picking on Vanderbilt, but even your other teams like in your ACC and the Big Ten, like they don't need to be there.
Yeah,
they're never gonna get enough talent to compete at that level.
But you look at what North Dakota State has done with all the championships that they've won, and how many they've beaten Iowa, they've beaten Kansas State, they've gone to Iowa State,
and they've had good players that have gone to the NFL.
And that's fine, but they're staying where they're at.
Right. Yeah.
There's no way. I mean, they have beat these teams, but they can't pick up a Power 5 schedule.
Yeah, no,
there's no way.
Yeah, and it's impressive what they do in that part of the country.
Oh, how do they recruit like that?
Montana State, South Dakota, who had North Dakota State, all those.
They're selling something good there.
Yeah,
man, them kids.
They're selling good to the program.
Yeah.
And lastly, this was my number one without a doubt. Like I just put 5 things not in order, but for me, this is number one. We got to give schools salary caps for NIL deals. Like I think a school should only be allowed to get a certain amount of NIL deal worth of money, where they can, because basically, like say we're just going to use Georgia as an example. You got all these guys making so much money that, like, what's the point in getting?
It's kind of like what we're talking about with like the Major League Baseball and all this money's supposed to get paid to Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
When we talk about NBA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
How do the Golden State Warriors or the Phoenix Suns have enough money?
Luxury tax.
I know, but you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy.
Like, where'd it come from?
Exactly.
Type of thing, yeah.
And I know that colleges got boosters and they got all, I think when I think of that, I go to Texas. They got all the money in the world.
Yeah.
It's an $8 million recruiting tour.
And they still can't win more than 8 games a year.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Horns down, baby.
Yeah. As a West Virginia guy, there's nothing like giving them the horns down. Get out of our conference. Did you see what their Big 12 commissioner said? They asked him, what with Oklahoma and Texas leaving, they've been tops in recruiting, and he said, well, they haven't been winning our conference championship, so.
Oh.
Hey.
Continue on with your point.
Yeah. True statement.
I mean, I've said all I need with it. Like that was just short and sweet for me. Schools got to have a salary cap. Like when it comes to these big schools like Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, who else am I missing? Ohio State. Yeah. Eventually Tennessee will probably be up there. Hopefully, but
Right.
Yeah. All right, so I guess it's my turn. First, I'm going to start off with the honorable mentions. I think everyone should have a grass field.
Yes,
Don't,
without a doubt.
I mean, they're starting to. I love the turf fields. I get it. Multi-use. You can do a lot of things.
Easier,
little maintenance. But we're starting to see a lot of injuries, especially when these teams and these places don't take care of them. And plus, there's just nothing more lovely than being on a Saturday afternoon, that perfectly pristine grass. And I like guys who have grass stains on their uniforms.
Yes.
Like they actually did something.
And,
You're not the punter.
And in turf, all you get's the paint.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly, yeah. Next one, no neutral site games.
Bingo.
During the regular season.
Bingo.
Only for conference championship and bowl games.
I like that.
Originally, when my thought came out, I'm like, well, you still want Oklahoma and Texas and Dallas. You still want Florida and Georgia and Jacksonville. Then the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, I want them on the home campuses. I want Oklahoma to go to Texas and vice versa. I want Georgia to go to Florida and Florida to go to Georgia and all those. I think that will be fun. My last honorable mention is I think we need a cap on college coaches' contracts. Like it can't be more than a certain amount of years, and it can't be more than a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Mainly because they're spending lavish amounts of money. That's a talking point every time we hear about NIL. We hear about everything else as well. Coaches are making this. Well, what if we capped it? And they took that money that they're given for the coaches' contracts, give it to the school, give it to the rest of the athletic department, and you can take care of some of those other expenses.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I mean, because really and truthfully, I mean, the college football, they make a mockery of NFL coaches when it comes to salary.
Most of them make more money than those guys do.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, the first, I'm kind of sort of piggybacking with what you said scheduling-wise, but I'm going to go in a little bit direction. I think 8 conference games. Each conference has no divisions. Can you just
you got to get rid of divisions. Yeah. I agree with you completely there.
Everybody gets 3 guaranteed rivalry games within your conference, which I think most of these leagues are already doing it. Now, this is where it gets a little bit different. I think your non-conference should be 2 Power 5s, 2 Group of 5s, and you got to have 2 home games and 2 road games out of it.
Yeah.
So when you think about it from a Group of 5 perspective. You think like Marshall's going to host Virginia Tech this year. That's almost a guaranteed sellout.
Absolutely.
And you think at some of these other schools, even I remember when Purdue was awful and went to Marshall and Marshall beat them. That was a sellout week 1 on a Sunday afternoon. They made a lot of money. So you think about it, you're helping with the gate. Mm-hmm. You're giving these other teams, hey, a different perspective of where to play, but also making them play 2 Power 5s and making them go home and away. Now, how I don't know necessarily you can relegate that, like
it'll be hard.
Like making a Tennessee play Ohio State or making a Bama go to USC. I think that would be hard to do.
Yeah, it'd be hard with scheduling with other teams. I feel like that'd be the most difficult part.
I think if you schedule those first, you get that out of the way, and then you just set your conference up, or your side or whatever.
Yeah.
I love it, guys. I mean, we kind of hit on it both ways, but that would be great for college football.
I just think it would be fun to see, like, Alabama go to Troy or an Alabama play UAB in their new stadium.
Yeah. I think about, Georgia going to, somewhere crazy, like Michigan.
Yeah.
Let's see it, not on a neutral site.
Yeah.
I want to see that road game. Mm-hmm. I want to see how Ohio State can handle going to Knoxville on a Saturday night.
It's
or Baton Rouge on a Saturday night. Like
that. SEC environments are totally different than any other conference.
I think you're
without a
right.
doubt.
Yep.
So,
but I also want to see Tennessee at nighttime at the Coliseum at USC.
Absolutely.
Yep. So moving on, my next one is going to be it's a rule part, but I think they need to eliminate the substitution rule, where the back judge goes underneath the center and gives them 10 seconds to come in. My biggest it's a pet peeve of mine because these coaches claim they get there at 4 a.m. in the morning. They do all of this work, but all of a sudden they can't figure out how to substitute defensive guys in when the offensive guys substitute in.
Absolutely.
Not that there's hundreds of games on film that you can't figure out their substitution patterns. No. Go back to the old rules. Let the offense sub like they want to. As long as you got 11 on each side and they're set by the time the ball's snapped, let them play. I hate that rule. I hate it. Okay, number 3. How about we make Thursdays great again? And you remember how exciting we got some big-time matchups on Thursday night when we were growing up, Dusty. And I'm probably part of your growing up as too, Aiden.
When I was in the early 2000s.
Yeah. So what I think the college should do, first thing I do, I pay Goodell off. Say, listen, you're not doing Thursday anymore.
No.
Here's the money. Go away, Roger.
Do Monday or something.
Yeah.
Those Thursday NFL games are
They're horrible.
They're terrible.
Horrible matchups.
It's awful.
So, like Washington versus Philly. Like, I mean, I know it's conference or not conference division, but
Jacksonville, Indianapolis.
Yeah. Who wants to watch that?
Yes.
So pay them off, get rid of that. Also, no Friday games. That needs to be high school.
Yep.
So with the Thursday, I think every Power 5 conference should have to play a game on Thursday night.
I like it.
And we kind of like start them at 4, and then you end with that 10 o'clock game there on Thursday night.
Yep, on the West Coast.
And moving that forward, I think Tuesdays should belong to the MAC. Wednesdays belong to Conference USA and the Sun Belt.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
Get that Tuesday action.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those games are
some of them really
good.
That way you ain't got that way you don't have to wait till Saturday for college football.
And you know, the way football's going now, it's more offensive minded anyway.
It
so
is.
when you watch those games, you're getting 45-42, you know.
Yeah.
I like it.
So the final two I think are going to be crowd pleasers. Number 4, I would put a price cap on tickets for everybody across the board. My point, no more than $25 for an upper deck seat, no more than $50 for a lower level, and no more than $1,000 for a suite, no more than $10 for parking. Why? Because anyone who works in college athletics, especially on the accounting side of things, will tell you ticket money does not pay the bills. What pays the bills is all the advertising. It's all the donations and these big money contracts they get from the ESPNs, the CBSs, and the NBCs. That's what pays the bill. So why are they charging us through the roof when they don't have to?
Yes, I mean
it's just to make extra money, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just
cap it off.
And here, so here's my devil's advocate to that, and I'm the first to say it. I've always been for the players. Yeah. If we wouldn't buy the tickets to go to the games, then, you know, they would have to come back down. But what do? No, we save our money up where we can go watch one game, whether it be football, baseball, or whatever. But, yeah, I totally agree. That the ticket prices is just
through the roof now.
It's really, really.
I heard a discussion about it on, I think it was one of the athletic podcasts. They're like, you know, what's the attendance issues? And they're like, well, Wi-Fi is not great in the stadiums, or you can watch all the highlights or all the games at home. No, it costs too much, Stewart and Bruce.
Yeah.
Duh.
I mean, you think you go to – just use Knoxville. You go to Knoxville, and we'll say a big game. Florida, Georgia, it don't matter.
Costs a lot of money.
Alabama.
That's probably the biggest game.
You know, that's going to cost you $1,000 to get in upper deck.
Yeah.
You know, most people's going to spend the night in a hotel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now you done dropped $500 at least.
Gas.
So
food.
now you're at $1,500 for 2 tickets.
Food, yep.
Yeah, I mean you go watch,
merchandise.
Absolutely, yes. I mean you go one night, spend one night in Knoxville for a high-end Alabama football game, and you spend $3,000.
Exactly.
That's no.
Exactly. Put a price cap on it.
Yes.
Make it. And
I like it.
And that way we're filling more stadiums, and for the group of 5 teams, it's now an affordable way. You get more people, more revenue coming in the door. I think it's a win for everybody. And number 5, and we talked about this in the truck on the way back, we're going to make all the independents join a conference. Number 1, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
I would give them an hour. When I became commissioner, the moment I signed it, I would call them out in the press conference. Notre Dame, you got an hour to join the ACC or the Big Ten. Go. Make it happen. If not, you're going to the FCS, and you can join whatever North Alabama's in.
Yep.
The United Athletic Conference.
Said it perfectly.
Army should go to the AAC because Navy's there, so you want to keep that rivalry. UConn should go to the AAC or Conference USA or the MAC or something. And then UMass, just go to the FCS or go to Division II.
UMass.
I mean, it's
It'll be all right.
Nobody's going to watch UMass.
Exactly. No one in UMass watches UMass.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, it's I just don't understand in today's day and age how you cannot be a part of a conference. But for some reason, we kowtow to a team that hasn't been relevant since 1989. But we kowtow to Notre Dame all the time. And if I'm commissioner, Dunzo.
Yeah. Exactly. I did have one honorable mention. I thought about it. And you were I thought you were going there when you were talking about some rule changes. The cramps.
I did think about
so
that.
This is where my mind goes with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hayden goes down, stops the clock, whatever. We get a little timeout. You have to sit a whole series.
Yeah, that was my
whole
exact
series.
thought. Yeah.
And then you can come back in.
Yeah, I think
it's basically extra timeout if you think about it.
Yep.
Yeah, especially if you stay.
And they swap them out so much. But I'd want to say, okay, if you go down twice, kind of like in boxing, you're out.
Or if you go down, if a team has 3 of them in one drive, it's an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yep.
Well, and here's the big thing I see that this really just makes me mad. It's whenever the clock's going down, before they snap it, go down. You can literally see coaches telling them, go down, just drop.
Yep.
That's what I can't stand.
Yep, it all goes with it.
Yep.
All right.
Did anybody mention overtime?
Oh, no. Will's got
overtime.
Big Daddy's got an overtime one. What do you got? No, you do it.
No, I was just asking you, what are your thoughts on overtime?
No. I don't like the whole 2-point thing.
Yeah,
no,
I don't like
so
that.
weird.
I don't either. I don't know. It's hard, guys.
It's better than the NFL in my opinion, but still, it could be changed. But.
It could be changed. I think they could tweak it. I don't like the 2 points.
Yeah.
I just wish. I mean, I wish they would just make them start on the 20 and make a drive.
Yeah.
And make a drive, and hey, if you go 3 and out, and you don't have to go for it on 4th down. Let's say you can kick, you can try to pin them deep and make them go the distance of the field. But I think do it just a possession for possession, and if Tennessee kicks off to Alabama first in overtime and they score, they win. If we stop them and we go down and score, we win. I mean, I think I would like to see that.
Yeah, I sort of like the old system. I just hate this. Okay, you do 2 overtimes. Now we're going to do a bunch of.
We got to get the game over with, so let's.
It makes no sense. Now we did have someone chime in on Facebook. Jay Chapman. He goes, only 4 years total, no exceptions. Injury, COVID, nothing. Can move as much as they want. They have to stay at their school for at least 1 year. Can move as much as they want. Can enter the NFL at any time. And at this time, nothing makes any rhyme or reason. Wild West, who got the biggest gun, or this case, the most money. So basically, I think what he's saying is you got 4 years total at the program. You can transfer as much as you want after. You have to stay at the school at least 1 year, and you can enter the NFL at any time. Which, I don't necessarily disagree with the NFL part, because if you want to find out how good you are, those boys will tell you how good you are. If you're not good enough, you're just not good enough.
You're not going to make it.
Yeah. All right, well, coming up next, me and the guys will be our final segment of the show. Will be our rant segment. It's coming up next on xSports Live from Hinie's BBQ.
It's time for some straight talk about zero-turn mowers. Husqvarna's zero-turn performance mowers with rugged commercial drive give you high performance and a comfortable ride. Heavy-duty frame and chassis and commercial hydraulics take no punishment. With warranties now up to 5 years and low financing options, there's no competition. For a straight-up deal on the best in professional zero-turn mowers, go straight to your Husqvarna dealer.
McMaster's Home Gallery, where you'll always get a special price every day. Shop their new showroom full of name-brand furniture, sofas, recliners, dining and bedroom suites, Serta bedding, lots of tables and chairs just to match your decor. McMaster's Home Gallery also has GE appliances. Stop by on Highway 43 in Loretto or call 853-6140.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie. And we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
Whether it's popcorn, biscuits, or automotive, you need the right ingredients to achieve the best results. Heritage Automotive is proud to serve our community with a continually growing inventory. We also help our community grow by contributing to a vibrant economy, which helps build schools. I'm Keith Durham, and I'm the General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, and it's my job to make sure that you're 100% satisfied. Heritage Automotive, your hometown Chevy and GMC dealer.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
McMaster's Home Gallery, where you'll always get a special price every day. Shop their new showroom full of name brand furniture, sofas, recliners, dining and bedroom suites, Serta bedding, lots of tables and chairs just to match your decor. McMaster's Home Gallery also has GE appliances. Stop by on Highway 43 in Loretto or call 853-6140.
Inc. has been a family-owned and operated business in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We strive to have updated equipment and technology to make our drivers' job easier. We offer large company pay and benefits with a small company atmosphere. Are you tired of just being a number when you call your current company? Here you will be known on a first-name basis, and all we ask is for you to give us an opportunity to prove that we are different than most trucking companies. For more information, visit southeastcarriers.com.
All right, back here at xSports Live. It's our final segment of the show, so it's time for us to rant. Hayden, we'll start off with you.
Well, I've got a rant in mind. I was telling Dusty about it, but I actually kind of heard some news about it, so I want to see where it goes. So I'm going to hold off on it for a little bit. So I don't have a rant this week, but hopefully next time we have the show, I can get some more details and go off on who I want to go off on. So.
Oh, okay. All right, Dusty.
All right.
It's not sports related.
Mine is not sports related, and I'm sorry. But, you know, I sent you the picture of it. We've all seen it. We've seen it. And I don't know if it's really a rant or if I just want to, like, just come out and say that this person's an idiot. But everybody is, I'm looking at the camera. Everybody at home has seen the Facebook post where the yellow car goes backwards in McDonald's drive-thru. Are you kidding me? Is that where, you know, we've talked about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that where we are in society, that we're too lazy and impatient? Because you got to think, all they done was broke line backwards. They wanted to get all the way in front because they back through the drive-thru and then turn around and go park in a parking spot and eat their lunch.
Huh.
So, I mean, wow. There's a lot more I'd like to say, but is that where we're at in society? So not, like I said, not only is we're lazy, but we're disrespectful when we know everybody's disrespectful. I mean, okay, so really in the big scheme of things, what would you do if you're in the drive-thru at McDonald's and you're fixing to pull up to the ordering screen and some car pulls in nose first and just orders from the passenger side of the window?
Hit the horn as long as they're trying to order. Make their lives as miserable as possible.
You know, and you think about that, and then you think about all the other cars.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, what makes people entitled? Because I don't want to wait? Really? I mean, come on.
And don't you think maybe McDonald's should have saw this guy backwards and go, because, you know, they got cameras.
They
just
can
go, dude, we ain't doing that.
No, we're not doing it, sir.
Yeah.
You know, this is too much. There's so much going on, and I know we're a sports talk show, and I get it. There's just so much going on outside of this. It's just so bad. It's just bad, stupid, dumb stuff. And I don't know where we go, guys. I don't know.
So basically for now, everybody, if they see a yellow car, was it a Chevy Cavalier?
Look here. Look where I'm staring at. Look what's sitting in the parking lot.
No.
No way.
No way.
I couldn't imagine.
Yep, a yellow Chevy Cavalier. You see it coming into McDonald's. Everyone
Look
just on each other's bumper. Oh, good. Johnny on the spot. Well,
like
Johnny
it.
on the spot. So if you see that coming into McDonald's, everybody nose to nose, bumper to bumper. We're going to get through it together. Just
Yes.
boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
you know?
Anyways,
No cutting.
there we go.
So my rant has to somewhat deal with Northwestern. And what we saw, a lot of – and it kind of tails in with ESPN. There's been a lot of cuts. We saw what happened at Northwestern. Good student journalism helped break this story out. Got a coach fired because he obviously knew what was going on. I'm fearful as still a current member of sports journalism and sports media that on the college side of things, we're trending to the recruiting websites dominating the reporting side of things. Recruiting guy is good for recruiting. It's gotten much better, but recruiting guy is never going to break the Northwestern story, ever. Why? Because recruiting guy needs to be on the inside of the program. He needs the coaches happy with him.
Yes.
He needs the administration happy with him or her. Recruiting guy needs that. Is recruiting guy ever going to break a Georgia scandal with
No.
everything going on? No. They're going to take up for Kirby Smart like they're already doing. Don't trust recruiting guy when it comes to news. When it comes to recruiting, when it comes to game analysis, when it comes to breaking down the numbers, they all do a great job. I love listening to this podcast. I'm a stat guy. I'm a number guy. They do a great job with it. But do I trust them to break the Northwestern story? No. Do I trust them to break anything going on with Kirby Smart? No. So beware. You should beware of where you get your news from the get-go. That's another rant for another story, but it has to deal with something controversial in college football or college sports in general. If it comes from Rivals, 24/7 Sports, or Scout.com, don't read it. You ain't going to get anything out of it because those guys need to be on the inside, and they're not going to say one darn controversial thing about the guy they need to get in front of.
That's it.
So that's my rant. Big Daddy, you got anything? Big Poppy, my bad.
Big Daddy,
Big Poppy. I got. See, I'm out. Yeah, I haven't seen you in so long. So for Hayden Burks, Dusty Kaiser, and for Big Poppy, Will Pettis, I'm AJ Good. Thank you for joining us here on xSports Live tonight.
Going the distance with local sports, covering the Loretto Mustangs, Summertown Eagles, and Lawrence County Wildcats. Basketball, football, baseball, and more. This is the xSports Network.